Cearlan, and thank you, Minister. And I have spoken to guardians this week, and they have told me how delighted they are to see this legislation brought back better this Dáil term. And I think what previous speakers have said, like, this seems to be going on for years and years, and it is good now that we have it now in the Dáil and that it's going to happen. I see the changes you have made, and I know it is because you have listened to stakeholders here, but most importantly you have listened to children on this, and the children who never have a voice. Our current guardian system has huge issues. One issue we have been aware of is where some guardians can earn much more than another depending where they are. So, for example, I know currently, depending on the district court area, you can have children represented in court by a guardian in 90% of cases, and then in another area that is only 10%. This is unacceptable, and so I support the proposed amendment that within district court judges shall appoint a guardian unless two criteria are met. Hopefully this would go some way to addressing significant differences in the use of guardians in the district courts in Ireland. It is important that there is a greater degree of consistency in the appointments of guardians across the state. We can't have it continue that a child is better represented in one area than another, and we must have equality across the state. While I am hugely supportive of giving children better representation at these cases, I have concerns and believe that there are opportunities to improve and to strengthen this legislation. There is still an imbalance when parents and TUSLA are parties to proceedings and represented by lawyers, while the child is not a party, despite the proceedings being focused on the child's safety, welfare and development. It is unfortunate that the opportunity has not been taken to place the status of the child in these proceedings on a par with parents and TUSLA. Section 35D provides legal advice and representation to guardians, but this would not be needed if they were put on the same ground as the parents and the state. Guardians should, on behalf of the child, have the same ability as the other stakeholders to inquire of the court and to challenge in the course of proceedings something important for the child's interest, and where necessary to make an application to the court. This is especially important when we consider in this bill the acceptance of the need for guardian to make recommendation in the best interest of the children in cases in which children are unable for whatever reason to express their views directly. Given the fact that many children going into care are very young, they're very young age, some non-verbal or struggle to communicate, I would go further to suggest we need to ensure guardians have a wide range of expertise, especially we're living now in a changed Ireland where we must have sensitivity around culture, tradition and particularly language, where the English language is not the first language. There is a lot of noise in these cases, and it is the judge's job to separate this out. A guardian have an equal footing where the parent's representative and the state representative is, in my opinion, the best interest of the child. A judge should be able to request the appointment of a named guardian in specific cases, for instance, where particular expertise is required, for example, for a translator or culture respecter, where a guardian is already involved with the siblings of a child. You might take these under consideration, Minister, for the next stages of this bill. Lastly, Minister, I think as we move into a more transparent society, an accountable one, which is really important, and it's really welcome now to see in this bill that when information is sought by a guardian from the Child and Family Agency and the agency chooses to refuse to comply with the request from the guardian, ad litem may now apply to the court for a decision. This adds an extra layer of support for a child, and I am all for that. And again, Minister, just what previous speakers have said, I really welcome this, and I think we need to, timing is again of so importance. And I know I've spoken to you about this, and I know you're very committed to this bill, and I really want to thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you.